Hello everyone and welcome to the Thursday live stream. We will be joining the tournament which is happening the Thursday Open Arena, and we'll be playing with students and also commenting on the game. If you have any questions, you can write those in the chat. If students are watching, don't watch it when I'm playing the game. You can watch it afterwards. What I said about the game, about the comments. So I will participate in the tournament today and I will play with all the students. Let's get started. Just a second. Yeah, I think we are ready to go. Let's start with our first game. Let's join the tournament. So we have 16 players in the tournament today who are playing. I might have to adjust the board settings once the game starts. Looks like all of them are in a game, so that's why the pairing is taking some time. So we are seeing a game of Gino against Advai on the screen. It looks like Gino is winning this. He's about to win a piece, it looks like. Actually, no, there is more. Yeah, bishop takes b4 is the only move. And he will not lose a piece. Okay, so we are in a game against Shadrach. Let's start. So Shadrach has to make a move. And he's a new student, so I'm thinking what should I play against him? Let's just play e4, e5 against him. So my usual openings are different, but for this game we'll play e4, e5, and let's see how he plays the main lines. Just adjusting the screen for the next games also. Um, yeah, let's not keep him waiting. Let's make a move. Let's play knight c6. It's a very normal move. Can focus on game actually. Let's keep only the game and the clock. Yeah, I think this looks okay now. Oops, sorry. Okay, let's focus on the game now. I think screen adjustment is done. Let's just develop all the pieces. The move bishop c4 in this position is not so accurate because it allows this move knight takes e4 tactic. But I will just play normal mode. Let's play solid against him and let's just play normal moves because he's a new student. I will not I'll not play all the best moves against him. I'll give him some chances. Yeah, h3 just castle. So he goes for d4. I think that's a decent move. Opening up the center. Maybe I will. Yeah, that's a good move actually. It's a good move. Let's take it once. And you shouldn't take it twice because then his queen will come into the center and will get a very good position. So let's just play bishop d7 for now. And take back on c6. Should he take with the knight? Okay, he does take it. Now the pawn on e4 is under attack. So something like rook e1 makes sense. Just getting the rook in. Yeah, does that. Let's just play a6 and let's see what he's doing next. So he's playing quite reasonable moves actually so far. Hasn't made any big mistakes. Okay, he plays a4. Let's play now rook e8 and then bishop f8 and try to put more pressure on this pawn. Because if he plays f3, that's weakening this. Some of the diagonals and the position, some weak squares will be there. Yeah. Let's play h6 and let's see if he gives up his bishop for this knight. This is what I told him in the last class, that don't give up the bishops for knights because bishops are more important than knights. So that's why I played h6, and I'll be really happy if he does this trade for this game. Not, I mean, that's not a good move for him to give up the bishop for knight. Yeah, he does give up. So now I have a pair of bishop advantage. My bishop on e7, which was not doing anything, suddenly has found a new role now on this diagonal. And he plays queen d2. Now I can win a pawn if I want to by just taking on e4. Let's do that. That's the advantage of having a pair of bishop, because at one point you can give up one of them. Yeah, and I can take the pawn. I don't see any tactics. Is there any bishop 7? There is one tactic actually, but I think maybe I have d5, so I think I can take the pawn. I thought like there is some tactic like check, but I can play d5. So I'm pawn up now. That's good. Next I can plan something like queen g5 attacking g2. That's an option. Yeah, rook d1. Let's play queen g5. Threaten mate in 1. Cannot be a bad idea to threaten a mate in 1. f3, then I'll just go bishop c6. And basically, it's going to be a technical position if he decides to trade queens. It's just going to be a technical position where I'm pawn up. Yeah, giving up an open file, also a mistake. Now don't play rook e1 because then I'll trade and then I'll have queen c5 check, winning the bishop on c5. I've mentioned the weakening of this diagonal earlier. That's one of the points here. Rook e1 loses to trade and then queen c5. Yeah, he's trying to attack f7. It's a good attempt. I mean, I can play d5 if I want. That's an easy move. Bishop takes, and then something on e2. But I think I should find some better move. Maybe d5 is not good. I can trade queens if I want to be really technical. Queen e3 just trades queens, and that's easy. That's what I will do in a tournament game. I think I'll do that here also, just trading queens and making things easy. Maybe there was a complicated way to continue the game and win quickly, but this is a safer way to play. So, like something like rook e7 was not bad for sure. Rook e7 was a decent move, and then I could have played uh, something on f3 or e2. Some tactics were possible, but I'll play an endgame, and he keeps trading, which is not a good thing because I win another pawn now, and I'm 2 pawns up. And now I'll offer another trade, and I'll be 3 pawns up now. I mean, or if he does this, I'll play c6. His bishop is almost trapped. So, I mean, anything wins in this position now. So, yeah, now it's really trapped. d5, bishop f5. Okay, still. Let's play g6 to set up a trap. And next move will trap the bishop with f5. Let's see if he understands that. And he should play d4 now. He should plan an escape route for his bishop. Yeah, he finds that. Okay, good. Putting the pawns on the same color as that of the bishop is usually not a good idea because then that creates a problem that the bishop lacks mobility in that case. And now my plan is just to play bishop c4, b5, a5, b4, a4, a3, and then just win. Let's play bishop d7 and do the same thing. Create a passed pawn and win the game. Yeah, a5. Maybe it's a good idea to bring the king also. Well, let's play g5 to fix his pawns on the light squares. Get the king in and push the a pawn. It's always a good thing to include your king in the game. Yeah, and let's play a4 now. Let's distract him with this a pawn. And then I will start. I have too many pawns here. That's the problem. Yeah, it's a good strategy to trade as many pawns as possible, but I would always have enough pawns to win the game. It's 2 extra pawns is too many. If it was only one, still maybe some difficulties I would have had, but with two, it should be too many. I can try a trick against him and then try a2. I mean, it's really a one more trick. And if he goes bishop a2, then bishop f1, and I'll pick up the h3 pawn. This doesn't trap my bishop, right? Actually, he can play bishop c4, but I mean, trying to trap my bishop, but then I could still distract him with bishop f1 and a2, and then it was still a win. Now you can see the point, because this pawn he fixed it on a light square. That's a weakness now which I can target in next few moves. That's why I put the pawns on the different color than that of the bishop, so that your bishop has freedom. Too many extra pawns. Can pre-move that. Yeah, he resigns because the all the pawns were going to drop, and that's why he resigned. So we'll get a next game very soon. Gino is winning all of the games with 4 out of 4. He's on 12 points. He looks very strong. Okay, playing with Thai. All the best. Let's play knight f3. And my normal opening is Spanish, but let's play d4 against him. Let's play the Scotch game, or the Scotch gambit. Okay, he plays knight f6, which is very rare. I've never seen knight f6 in this position. I think I can take on e5, this, and then play bishop c4. Let's take on e5. That should be the main move. Maybe. And now bishop c4 threatens queen d5 or bishop f7 and queen d5. Some tactics are in the air. Yeah, for example, I think I can do bishop f7 and then queen d5 and then win the knight. Should be good. Yeah, check. And then pick up the knight on e4. So this does two things. It wins a pawn. It also breaks his castling. And now my play will be different. I'll castle knight c3, bishop g5, knight d5. White's position is just much better in this position. White is much better simply. Oh no. He gives me the queen and resigns. Yeah, well, he blundered there. He was trying to do a trick on f2, but yeah, it's. I mean, I was going to castle anyways, but his queen is hanging in that case, which is a big problem. Okay, let's see who do we get next. So Gino and Advay, they are in a game. Okay, playing with Advik. Why is he not making a move? Should make a move quickly. If he doesn't make a move in 5 seconds, he will lose. Why? I don't understand this. Why not to make a move? Three, four, five, four students have paused. So right now we have around 13 players who are playing. Let's see when we get the next game. I think there are 8 players playing right now, so we should get a game. I mean, 8 as I can see on the screen. So Genu versus Advai you can see on your screen. Let's watch that. So both sides have no Genu is 2 pawns. Okay, I'm playing with Harshavardhan. Let's play let's play he plays the Karokan. So let's play Knight F3. Let's play something offbeat against Harshavardhan. Let's try to play a King's Indian attack against him and see what he does. Again, if he also doesn't make a move, okay, yeah, he does. Yeah, he plays the Karokan setup against a King's Indian as well, which is not a bad idea. It's a very strong setup. And I will just play Knight D2, Rook E1, E4, standard King's Indian moves. I think I can play E4. He has to watch out for these tactics, which of course he will. He won't fall for it. But this is the move I would play anyways because I want to bring my knight around to F1 and then somewhere. E5 is a big threat in the position right now, which of course he can't allow. So Queen C7 comes to mind, which probably stops E5 because there is this pin. So after Queen C7, if I play E5, Bishop E5, okay, he plays E5 himself, which is reasonable. And can play Knight F1 if I want, opening up the bishop, or can play H3 also. This is going to be like a reversed King's Indian now, where he has a perfectly normal position. Let's try H3. It's not a bad idea, I think, to try H3. Let's see if he makes the same mistake as the last game and if he gives up his bishop for knight. He does that. Okay. Having two bishops is some kind of an achievement always, so I think you should be very careful while doing it. And now he closes the center also, which makes his another bishop also very passive. I think I will go bishop g5. I like this move, provoking the move h6, and I will just come back if he attacks me, and then I'll try to put my knight on f5. I like this maneuver of just bringing the piece back, and when my knight comes to f5 now, he won't be able to play g6 because h6 is hanging. So I think my position is just great here. Knight h4, knight f5, very natural maneuver. If he plays g6, then h6 is hanging. He can't do that. Yeah, and a knight on f5 should be a monster. Monster knight. And now I can follow up with something like, okay, many ideas. Queen f3, g4, g5, h4, g5 is one idea. The knight on f5 is so annoying that it's not easy for him to get rid of it. Okay, he plays bishop c7. Now let's think what is the best way to attack. can go for a sacrifice. Takes queen h6. Then he will have to play the move knight e8. Then we can. Okay, let's think about it. I think we can think, give some time over here. So let's say if I play queen c1, and he can play king h7, of course, but then bishop h6 is good. So queen c1, takes 6, queen h6, knight e8. Another idea I have in this position is to play h4, bishop h3, and try to prepare the bishops, or entry also into the game. Or g4, h4, g5 is also a simple chess. I think let's start with h4. I think it's a very good starting move, which opens up a lot of possibilities for me, like g4, g5 also, and bishop h3 also. So I'll start with h4. Maybe queen c1 was very good, just going for the straight out attack, and maybe I'm missing some win after knight e8. Uh, like there's no way to bring the rook into the game after that. I mean, something like f4 should also be good there, but let's play h4. I think it's a decent way to play. Okay, knight h7. He still cannot play g6. That's his problem. So I can go queen h5 if I want. Maybe he wants queen f6 after that. That's what he wants, maybe. I can also go queen g4. That's also a move. Yeah, queen g4 looks very good. Threatening mate on g7 and threatening the pawn on h6. That's a very powerful move, I think. I don't see a way for him to keep material because queen f6, still knight h6 is possible. I think he's losing a pawn at least. Knight f6, queen g7 is made. So I think the position has improved now even more. And it's very tough to make a move in this position. Yeah, he goes queen f6. Now question is, should I take with the bishop or should I take with the knight? If I take with the knight, he goes king h8. If I take with the bishop, I would really want to take it with the bishop because then, yeah, of course, taking with the bishop is way better. Because the point is, I want bishop g7 now. So that's just game over. He can never play queen g6 because of knight e7. And yeah, now this is game over. g6, maybe only move. And then I can even play bishop g5 if I want to, like takes, and that's complete domination as well. But g6 I can take the rook also, which is also simple. It's just a question of whether I want material or I want to checkmate him. Yeah, he could never do that because of knight e7, forking the king and queen and winning the queen. Yeah, so I think the mistake that he did was when he gave up the bishop and decided to close the position by playing e5. That's where things started going out of hands, out of control for me. So to play against a King's Indian, he had a decent position, but he needs to know what pieces to keep and what pieces to trade. Trading wrong pieces can often put you in a bad position. So that's what happened there. So Gino has paused, so will not get a game against him. Tanya is playing with Adway. Maybe another game against Netai will have. So I don't know why these players are pausing. Should be in the tournament. Okay, if you are not online, then it's okay. But if you are online and you're on pause, then you will not get paired simply. Okay, playing with Gatik 21 Chan. Let's see what Gatik does. He sometimes plays the opening very well. I hope And then he starts building some rocket and some things like that, he said last time, which I'm going to tell him in the class not to do, but to follow the opening principles. So yeah, today he's playing a decent, solid opening. Yeah, the London system. And I will give him a chance to play a normal game. I will play again just like the first game. Not so critical moves. I will allow him to develop his pieces and play a normal game. And let's see what how he does. Not doing perfectly so far. He's following the setup very well. Perfect. He might beat me in a model game if I don't take it seriously. So far it's going perfect. H3, H3. I'm now a bit suspicious. If I mean that's the best move in the position, clearly giving his bishop some escape route. Okay, can play it, I guess. Uh okay, let's play rook c8 and c5. Now he starts building the rocket with some rook e2 move. So far he played perfect moves, and now rook e2 I'm not so sure about. He trapped his own bishop. See, the opening was played like a super, professional way. I mean, pawn to h3 is extremely good, and then he, you know, traps his own pieces in the rocket. Sometimes this happens that kids have different way of thinking. Like the way he's thinking, you can't even imagine what he's thinking. He's thinking this is the rocket, and then inside this rocket there are some pieces, which is very good. Imaginative, imagination wise, it's very good, but that's not how chess works. It's actually going to cost him a lot of material. So strategy has to be sound, and that's why we learn things like open files, value of pieces. These things should be memorized. These things make a player a stronger player. So, and he keeps playing very fast. So his openings are good. Just one thing we have to work on more is his middle game, where you can't be having a random strategy, because a random strategy doesn't help you win. It has to be a good strategy. A classical way of playing should be studied. And now we'll have some mating attack. Trading queens when you are down on material, also not advisable, but okay. I'll trade queens. Now the thing is, the position is now completely lost, so I will beat anyone from here because it's just too many pieces. I'll just open up the files for my rook, and then that's it basically. So I'll get my rook to the 7th rank, and then I'll start. I don't think I even need to take this pawn back. I just want to go to the 7th rank and then start the mating attack. Now h3 only move, because if he goes to h1, rook d2 picks up the rook. And now there should be mate in next couple of moves. play h5, h4, knight g6. It has to be mate in some next moves. Let's just give some checks and then think of a good way. I think king g5 and now f6. Let's calculate the fastest finish. I think there's no mate after that. Where is the mate? Let's play f6 anyways. Let's play smoking f7. Maybe that's the nice way to finish it. Look at it next. Yeah. So back to the tournament, and now second place. Gino is on 20 points. These tournaments aren't about places or standings. This is just a practice because some people can play more games, some people might get less game, some might join late. So that's why it's more of a practice. While the Sunday tournaments are the Swiss tournaments where the best it's a tournament basically with 4 rounds. So their standings you can say are important. Okay, playing with Shirley next. Let's play d4. And let's play the same system which Gatik played against us. The London system. It's the easiest system one can learn to just get the pieces out and play. It's not going to help you to, I mean, some masters also play it, but it's a very good way to start the game for beginners. Again, just like the last game, I want to bishop g3 is a nice move here so that if she trades, I can take with the h pawn and rook's file opens up. I think she meant to do castling, but then she did a mouse slip. And now you cannot do castling even if you go back. Okay. Let's take a risk in this game. Yeah, I think she's... no, you shouldn't be pushing the pawns in front of the king. I was thinking maybe to give her a chance, but let's finish the game quickly. I think that will give us... Because the thing is, in a rated game, if I make a mistake on purpose, sometimes leeches won't like it. I mean, I can still win the game, but I'll try to play my best. Since also there are viewers watching, I think I shouldn't make a mistake on purpose. I will just play all the best moves. Queen h5, knight g5. That's my plan now. Mate. Now let's take one test over here. I'll play queen g5 and she should trade queens. Observation is very important for the beginner students that she needs to understand I'll be attacking two things. Or maybe I can try knight g5. Okay, she doesn't allow me that. Now rook lift is the best way to go about the situation. Maybe then e5 is possible. Knight f6 should also be mate. It's mate into basically knight f6 and queen g5 is mate. Uh, I want to give her a chance to win the game. Let's see if she can find it. Let's not do mate. Let's wait for a second. Let's see how she plays this position. There was a mate in two, but I mean knight f6 in this. Okay, I want to give her a chance. Let's see if she takes my queen. As she does. Okay, now. Okay, that's a free pawn. Let's give her a check and see if she takes the bishop. I think that's too much of a risk I'm taking if I do that. Now let's just play normal moves now. It remains a playable position for me against opponent who is lower rated, but yeah, I was trying to test different things in this game. I was not trying to make the best moves. Now bishop d3 is mate if king g6. So king e6. Yeah, okay, let's just finish the tournament. Yeah, the pairings are now closed. So we have Gino with 24 points. He didn't lose a single game today and won all of them. It's good. Congratulations to Gino. Tanya, third place, also lost only one game to Advai. Other than that, she also played very solid tournament. Nitai, fourth place. That's also a good score. Yeah, playing games is important and learning from it is important. You should learn from each game that you play. And the next time you play, you should try to do better than what you did in this tournament. That should be the goal of all the players. Thanks everyone for watching. We'll end the stream over here.